We are live. Halo episode 8-1 from being done. We're here again. I'm Pops, and welcome to another Halo reaction, review, analysis, breakdown to I don't even know how to describe the emotional roller coaster and disappointment that we've engaged in this horrible show. But I'm here again with Ironcaster. How are you, my friend?
Hello.
And Stone Loki in the house. We're doing it. Let's get to it. You guys doing okay?
Oh, Chief Bangs Hot Pocket. Just gonna get out of the way right now.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Chief Bangs Hot Pocket. Why is Chief banging Hot Pocket? And why is Cortana standing there watching the whole fucking thing going,
I know. It's like Last Jedi on steroids. It's like Paramount went, hold my beer, Last Jedi. I can make this weird and creepy.
Sorry.
I told Ironcaster before we were talking, and I says, is it me? Because I looked at her as a child this whole time. Like, I looked at her as this little girl. And now I'm like, okay, I am totally freaking out that they kept going. And I knew the last episode when they're on a little mountain with their little halo thing, and he touches her face or something, and you're like, oh, don't go there. Nope, they go there, folks. They go there. Hardcore, too, and the ultimate of creepiness. They go there.
Master Chief has two loving relationships in his life. One of them is Halsey. That's like mom.
Yeah.
Some of them even called her mom, referred to her as their mother. The other one is Cortana. That's it. That's all he ever had. That's all he ever needs. We don't need any of this shit. We don't need, oh my God, Master Chief stuck it in a seaweed wrap. We don't need any of that. None of that. And I apologize for just throwing that out there. But
Loki,
yeah,
we have to stop and affirm Master Chief has feelings and emotions. That's gonna be
all he has. All he has. He doesn't even bother to carry his helmet in this episode. They don't even bother to even have his uniform on. He doesn't even have the armor on when the other Spartans attack him. It's so
he just walk around in the scuba suit.
He's just got the scuba suit. Yep. It's so all right. Let's do a little. Well, I don't know how we're gonna be able to handle this one. This is recap is, by the way, we had a whole last episode that had to do with Miss Mullet and not Dave Chappelle. So I think I may end up making a clip at the end of this. So that whole storyline didn't ever matter. None of it ever mattered. None of it ever mattered. Of course not. It was just complete waste of everyone's time because it completely ends and she's back on that freaking sand planet as though she could do something or be in charge of something. She's this little 80-pound, complete, narcissistic, moronic teenage TikTok user who thinks she can have a rebellion against what? They're just now she's part of the reason they destroyed the entire like complex where they were mining. They don't even have that anymore. Oh, it's so freaking stupid. Meanwhile, this is our stupid recap. Blah, blah, blah. A whole lot of crap happened, and they have these two things. They stuck them back together, and they saw the halo. That's it. That's where we left off. And this is what it looks like. We get this thing to catch up to us. Oh, my God, this freaking show. I don't know, man.
Are you
I think that the problem with Trek is it's more insulting. Trek is more insulting because of lore and stuff.
Stop right there.
This is more like juvenile.
Look at that
this
face.
Is a flashback to when he touches the device. Yeah,
that's like a hard.
I've never had such a big crap ever in my life.
It's Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And there it is. This is what happened before. We met on the planet, and he sees Hot Pocket. And
I love you.
They have their moments in the sun. Her moment in the sun. They come face to face for the first time. Scuba John and Hot Pocket. And I knew right here when I saw this last time, I thought to myself, "Oh no, please no." Here we are, and I thought to myself, "Oh no, we're not going to start." He does this.
Oh yeah.
Just a random head tilted stare into nothingness. What the heck? I'm like, all right, what's going on? And
line.
Well, I thought it was going to be another butt plug moment. We're going to have some other craziness. No, he's reminiscing about this because remember, once he pulled the butt plug, he can have feelings. We have to have feelings. All about your feelings.
They come just shy of like connecting them and making them a forced dyad. like in Star Wars.
Yes, they're connected like a Force dyad in Star Wars.
Well, that's what I thought when I watched
agree.
this. I'm like, oh crap, this is Last Jedi. Oh my god, the Last Jedi. Because it's like, look in the mirror. He's touching her face. Oh, she's feeling it. Oh my god, he's touching me. Oh my god, he's touching me in his imagination. Her hallucination feels so real. She needed to have colored hair. Now that she had a chance to shower and wear their costumes, they should have had her have colored hair too. Would have made her character more.
No, if they did that though, she would have looked like that Megan Roanoke, the female soccer player, more like her.
This goes back to the fan fiction writing. Okay, the guys that can just touch a woman and make them just incredibly moist, just. That you get that in fan fiction, really bad fan fiction. That is all this is some really freaking horrible fan fiction. Some
old romance novels with the guy with the long hair on the front. Oh man,
Fabio, look at me and my long hair, Fabio,
look out for the bird.
I'm the master chef. I give it to the girls. Really hot chef.
She's hot for me.
They call me the Iron Chef, yeah?
They connect through the mirror, folks. Kid you not. And then, nonsense, you're going to come with me. Just start walking. He gives her this freaking costume. He doesn't put his uniform on, no helmet, nothing. Just walking around. Everyone's just okay with it. They're okay. She's with me. She's with me. We're just going to go for a walk. We're going to go for a stroll. Because it makes perfect sense. And then we have to have credits. Because... they're not real credits.
Credits for our show that isn't airing on TV.
Well, it also doesn't, as we've said, it doesn't actually give credit to anyone, by the way. So if you're actually going to watch the credits, you're not going to find out any excruciating details of who's actually in this show. So we're outside. This is the extent of what they get here to tell you what's going on or whatever for any of you that were not been keeping up. And basically, he's just going to rock her around, and Halsey's going to spy. So Doctor, which is what we call Halsey, for any of you that are new. I almost feel like I shouldn't clue any of you in. We have to play this. I got to go back because I've got to play the accent. Because for no other reason, I was like, okay, I got to stop for a minute. I think I text poor Loki.
He wasn't the fastest or the
strongest. This was Doctor talking about John. He wasn't the fastest or the strongest, but there was something special about him.
There was something.
That's exactly opposite.
No.
He was the fastest. He was the strongest. He was the smartest. He was the leader.
But we need to make him the everyman. We need to make him the anyone could have been John. Anyone could be the Master Chief.
Yeah, I guess. And they have to take, there's no armor or anything like that, so everyone can cosplay as their own version of John.
Maybe two of them. Look, his health seems to be improving.
So the creeper now has an accent, folks. Just out of the blue, has not had an accent. I text. There's not been an accent, right? I'm like losing my mind again with this show because every few episodes, Miss Mullet would have a different accent. I believe she's had 4 different accents or variations thereof.
Go back and listen to the episode where he's like, "No, it's mine. Don't take it away from me." No accent.
And when he goes to live with Cortana, when he's like, going in. Yeah, no accent, just creeper. The creeper has an accent now. Cortana has been reduced to a desk icon in this episode. Like up until now, Cortana was like a full-size 1-to-1 scale hologram that would pop up. Now in this iteration, she's just a little 18-inch desk hologram.
Which I think that stems from they had never talked about this before, because at any other time, like you're saying, Cortana's able to just appear in full size, walk around wherever she wants, essentially. So I mean, unless they're suddenly adding in a rule that she can only do that when she's near Master Chief, without any explanation for why, it just seems like this is from 2 different drafts of the show, when they were only going to have her either only show up in the HUD, and now she's has to appear on these little dinner plates.
Yep. So basically, John just walks Hot Pocket around outside, and then there's all of this the scissoring hens, The women are writing for the women because it's just walking around, talking about our emotions, quoting
Look
from
at some
books,
flowers.
looking at flowers. It's all so pretty and lovely, taking stuff in. There's no real purpose to anything. Halsey's spying from Mount High. This is the tracking. They're just walking around. Yeah, that's the high tech that this show's paid for. And we get to our first scene of Black Keys, who's maybe the only thing that's decent in this episode. The token
They can't even
black
do
guy
his character right.
No, they completely changed him. So now he's this. He's just emotionally torn. And then I don't know what happened to crazy authoritarian POC. She got even crazier and weirder in this episode with some of her dialogue. Like, I really don't understand. So it begins with, if John finds out we were involved with his abduction, it's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad. It's like, well, yeah. And if he did, we know about it. Because I guess that's a Cortana reference, right? Because he knows that he's basically been tapped by Doctor, and they're all spying. So that's what I guess they're trying to go for here. But they're so strange. We have to trust him, Margaret. She's Margaret. Remember Maggie? She's Maggie. Master Chief is a soldier. He's always on mission. Yep. Walking around amongst the flowers. He's on mission.
Smell flowers important to the mission.
So here they just compare notes. I saw you in my vision. Yeah, I saw you too. You touched my face. Look at her face. Oh, she's so excited. Oh my God, you touched my face. I'm so excited.
I've never touched a girl before. No, that's not creepy at all.
It's exactly just so strange and weird, and I'm like,
oh, but
what
oh my
are
God,
you
it's like
doing?
so totally cute though, you know, because neither one of them have ever had like that kind of interaction before. So we're like writing a totally new thing for them. It's like totally awesome. Girl, scissor time.
I can't believe the kind of connection that I've had with you, John. It's just been amazing. I just can't believe it. I'm sure of it. You're so special to me, and they don't like you, and it's okay. It's just a sacred Halo thing, and I gotta find it. We gotta go there. We gotta journey.
Master Chief, can I butt in and talk to you for a minute?
Let's run away. Let's run away to the sacred ring, to the Halo. Uh-oh, we're being followed.
I feel like it's all like
people.
A big code, like they're telling a story about marriage with the sacred ring.
Well,
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I would like to wish they were that deep. I really don't think they are, but okay. And this was just this inserted scene where, oh, by the way, there are these villains in this Halo show, the Elites and the Covenant, which we really haven't seen for, I don't know, like we saw them when the John become Iron Man for a minute. He had a fight scene when we almost lost Strawberry Spartan. And of course we had episode 1. Really don't see all this stuff. It just all happens off camera. We don't really see them destroy things or wipe out whole planets, but we hear about it. So this is what happens. We hear a sad little message from another lady telling us about all this, and this all happens. And then they cut the feed. And we're all
The
supposed to be
part that bothered me the
because
most
11 million
there,
people that we've never seen or heard about are gone.
the part that bothered me the most with it was the overly emotional news reporter. That, no, obviously we can't have anyone acting like an actual professional doing a job. It's like you have the journalist who's like getting upset and like breaking down, crying, covering their hometown getting destroyed, and it bothers me. It's like, come on, you get someone to be the adult.
Well, I thought you were going to say it was this rando lady that's like all ready to break down and start crying over the emotional story. You know, and the guy next to her, not gonna cry.
Yeah, he looks like he's about to cry just as bad.
I know. It's so terrible. So this random.
You're ruining it. You're ruining it. Don't. You're ruining it.
I think he was gonna tear up first.
Anyway, everyone's overwhelmed. Everyone's emotional. And then it's like, well, there are survivors. We have to go help. And Black Keys has to be the realist here and go, no, we're not doing that. No. And John's like, we can take care of this. We're good. We're right. Everybody's good. Follow me. I know what I'm doing. Like, what? The show makes no sense. They drive all over the road with characters, storylines, subplots. And this is basically where, and by the way, I think they also call Hot Pocket to different names. Like sometimes she's McKee and sometimes she's Mackie. I think they kind of interchange those two terms. And I'm like, well, you guys don't care. I won't care. So John's big solution, who's always on mission, the soldier, he's going to let Mackie touch the artifact. Let's see what happens. She's going to help us. That's what we're going to do. So we have some interesting shots. It fills the time. We have shots in the hangar and blah, blah, blah. No one seems to know anything. There's all this, talkity talk. None of this matters. Rally everybody together. And we're going to surround the ship because Dr. Doctor has to get off planet. But before we do, we have this strange scene. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I went too far. Let me go back. I want to there she is. Strawberry Spartan, for some reason, not in armor, is enhanced enough to lift full vehicles without her armor, showing off for everyone to make money. So the earlier shot, she was lifting what looks like a jet engine, and here she's lifting
like a giant water jug they would probably keep around,
I guess. And then they got speed buggy with a couple people in it. Again, no armor. Everything contradicts itself until they change all the rules. Like we thought we had to have the Spartans suit up and their comms were in their helmets and all of that, but we're going to change all that. So, and they've given Halsey till noon because that's when they're going to make this big mission. You got to get off the planet.
Which makes absolutely no effing sense. You have to be off the planet for us to be approved to go on a mission.
Well, they just don't trust her. But it's like, if you don't trust her, then what? Just take care of her. Like, what are we doing?
Why is she still there? Why is she still there now? Why are you giving her any time at all? Why are you like, here, I'm going to give you an opportunity to completely screw us over and do whatever you want. You have until noon.
Yeah, you're secretly probably hacking into things and doing whatever. So you only have till noon to do that. This is probably the only scene that's really noteworthy where we have like a touching moment between where Keyes treats Sunrise like his actual daughter. And they're trying to decode a message that happened several episodes that basically is Hot Pocket, by the way. And he has this little moment with her and he's like got her smiling and whatever. But you at least see him try to have a connection with another character. And, so I'm giving him credit. I don't think she did anything special in this scene, but he actually tried to act and try to have a scene. And then we get to the weird of all weirds. John just sends the guard away.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that scene with the two of them was actually a really good father-daughter moment, and I think it was probably one of the few highlights out of the show.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a story that they kind of kept alluding to in the first episode or two, and even though it's all been changed, it's completely all been manipulated with, Halsey being Dr. Doctor and Black Keys, and they made Sunrise for no reason at all. They don't do anything with it at all until this episode and this scene. Nothing else that mattered. There was one scene where Halsey basically is a monster, and Sunrise comes to full realization that her mother is a bigger monster than she even knew. That's pretty much all that's ever happened in this show until this scene.
But she's still okay with that and following in her mother's footsteps. She's still all okay with that. And hey, I want to make my mommy proud.
Yep.
Yeah.
Continuing the programs. There's been no signs that she's undone anything or changed direction or anything like that. The only thing they give her is this little subplot about this little message to translate. That's pretty much the only thing that she's been relevant to.
I mean, we even get further confirmation that the mom is a remorseless monster in this when she says there's nothing she will not sacrifice for the sake of progress.
I will say that at least if Dr. Doctor has an arc, they do at least enjoy making her a monster. I'm actually kind of a little bit shocked by that, but they actually do that. So basically you get, they're going to talk. And if they're in the bedroom.
I've been feeling fine, baby. It's been so long. Let's get it on. Ow!
They've never forget about so long. They've never. Hot Pocket's been living with the alien.
Hey, Hot Pocket, you want to feel my scars?
Oh my god. Moist.
We want to watch it.
Moist.
It's so emotional and moved. I'm so moved when I see
My overly large bucket vest makes the women moist.
You're just so hard.
Bucket vest. I gotta try that now.
And some of them are naked. It all happens very quickly, folks. They don't waste no time.
Let's rub scars.
Look at my scar. There's one here.
We stole this scene from Lethal Weapon 3 when
Your
Riggs.
people did this one over here too.
Yeah,
But I'm keeping my
shotgun.
I'm keeping my dog
one.
tags on. We still have dog tags 500 years in the future. For those of you that make dog tags, you're good to go. We still have dog tags. So they make out, and I was totally creeped out, man. I was totally creeped out.
You can't leave out Cortana watching all of
Yep,
this.
I'm trying to get to the right shot.
Oh my god!
It's like what?
And like
here?
she is so like jelly that she can't be the one doing this, and it's like you guys just betrayed everything special about the Chief and Cortana, because all the Chief ever needed was a digital booty call called Cortana. They were friends, they were allies, they were lovers, they were everything. And if they had bothered playing the fucking game, they would know that the only woman John, Master Chief, whatever you want to call him, ever loved was Cortana. And they could never be together.
He's checking out the scar. He's ready to make his move. They've traced each other's scars. It's time.
They were always together, but they could never be together. It's fucking Shakespeare, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that face.
She's so sad.
They were always together, but never able to be together.
You think that's how they'll end episode 9? They'll try to like really set that up now after episode 9. This all storyline kind of all falls apart. It'll be left with John and Cortana. He comes to grips with that she's, a love interest.
Yeah, they wound up doing this moment during this where Cortana's watching. I had to stop rewind. I'm like, did I just see that? Where she's standing here, she starts puckering her lips up, trying to imagine like being with Chief.
Yeah, what it would be like. Yeah. She's definitely putting herself in the shoes. I want to be her. I want to be a human. She basically, if she didn't, she falls in love with Chief in this scene.
This is so effing wrong and betrays everything about their relationship. This betrays everything about Chief's relationship with Cortana. These people do not know how just totally screwed up they are and what they've done to the two of them. It's wrong. Yep. And they did it on purpose. Don't tell me they didn't do it on purpose, because they said, we're not going to have this relationship with them in the game. We don't want guys to want this perfect digital girlfriend. We want them to want the damaged, insane, seaweed wrapped, hot pocket, crazy bitches. They don't want a actual healthy, loving relationship that the Chief and Cortana had. They want this other thing that nobody wanted.
You're supposed to want the girl who will rip her fingernails out.
Yeah, we didn't get to that yet. That happens soon. But I didn't know they had said that about that relationship. I actually thought they were trying to set all this up as being, it'll make their relationship mean so much more when she sees someone else have what she can't have yet. So when she's, I just expected that to be the angle they were going for. But if she's off limits because they think gaming is toxic, so the hologram women's will be toxic and all of that, that makes sense too. Anyway, so basically she rolls over after they wake up together. And you think for a second, there's a quick moment where you think for a second she's going to use her little weird weapon finger and just take out the Chief. But nope. Instead, she goes to the sink and she decides to take out her finger. Because you can. Like, I'm not sure how they put these pieces in these humans, but evidently you can just pop them right out. I mean, you might bleed a little, but you'll be all right. And no one will notice. No one will notice that you missed the finger. Like a whole chunk of your finger is now gone. There's no conversation. There's no scene. There's no shot of a Band-Aid or anyone illusion that she's now nicknamed 9.5. I have no idea what's happening here. Basically, this is the little weapon that was in her finger.
That she's decided to take out because a dick managed to convince her to be good.
Yep. She's had it. She's got her. She's got what she needed. And this is Cortana in her first. I got the right frame. Their connection is deep. Wow. Way to go. You're a little on point, Paramount. I mean, no offense, but
there's
they're dopamine, their serotonin and oxytocin levels. I'm like, but they were deep. I'm like, you know what I mean there, doctor.
We brought up in the
elevated.
beginning of this the fact that this is not Cortana. This is not Cortana from Halo Infinite. This is the Cortana that's in Halo Infinite, which is really not Cortana. She's called Weapon, and she's like a stupid wannabe version of Cortana. That is exactly what they've done here, because you see, women hated the fact that guys had Cortana posters up on the wall. They were this beautiful, dedicated, 100% dedicated, beautiful woman that was dedicated to her man in every way, shape, or form. And they had to go in and they had to screw that up and fuck with everything. Not just in the series, but in the game. Pardon my language, Pops. I know I went all rated R on you for a second, but that's how deep this shit is their hatred for who Cortana really is runs so deep that not only did they have to kill her off in a video game because she was too perfect, they had to completely destroy the character in this series, because God help us if a guy actually gets a dedicated 100% for him, rooting for him woman that backs him up all the way. Can't have that.
In a non-sexual way, right? She's like a digital support system, right? She's not there to be a sexual entity for him. She's there to be this support mechanism for him to be the best Master Chief.
That's right. That's right.
But we can't handle non-sexual relations. I think we talked about this. I don't know if it was you guys or if it was a different show I was on. Talking about they are incapable of even understanding, let alone writing, monogamous relationships. Forget about, married couples or stable couples, stable families. No. They don't want monogamy. Monogamy is boring to them. They can't even fathom the concept to them. It makes,
and anybody that doesn't know, these AI live for 7 years. And after 7 years, they all die of something called rampancy. They all go insane and they die, and they delete themselves. They go into overload. They can't stop processing information, and it gets so bad that they end up deleting themselves. Into what was Halo 4, you find out that Cortana is at the end of her lifespan. The Chief has been in cryo for I think like 3 or 4 years. Cortana is dying when he comes out. Master Chief does everything he can to try and save Cortana. And because of Halsey, Cortana is saved, but she goes crazy anyway and decides, I'm going to be the AI overlord of the galaxy. And it's this big betrayal. And you do not get that love. We love each other. We're like a couple until that happens. You don't really get that, well, Chief really loved Cortana and Cortana really loved Chief. It isn't until they turned her into a bad guy that they gave that little aspect of there's more going on between them than we ever really let you know. You could have guessed it, but we didn't really let you know until now. And then they kill her and she's gone and she doesn't have her anymore. And it's the tragedy backstory of my girlfriend betrayed me, turned evil, and I had to kill her.
Wow.
And that was the beginning of the end of really, really good Halo games. You've got this replacement thing. You've got this thing that everybody calls not Cortana because she's not Cortana. It may be, I'm a little piece of her that survived the destruction of Cortana, but it's not really Cortana. She's annoying. Yeah. She's annoying. She's up her own ass, and she's like this one where she's like, "Hi, and he's like, "Go away." But I want to say, "Go away," but I haven't. Go away. That's the Cortana you have left in Halo Infinite instead of the real Cortana that was like your brother in arms, your sister in the fight, the love of your life, everything you could ever imagine a woman being supported for you, and they turned her into this.
It's impossible for me to believe that there's a writer's room of Jasons that would be able to remotely articulate anything of what you were able to just say to me. There's the whole Carantana backstory of actually being Cortana, this digital partner of his, is so absent and void in the show. There's not even an effort So now that she's in love with him, after seeing him bone Hot Pocket, you start to see her character change. So I don't know if they're going to try to go down this route more in episode 9. But at least that's interesting. I got to be honest. At least the lore makes this interesting. I want to leave the pause here for a second. Ironcaster, you and I love the fact that we are constantly being critical of set design issues and things like that. What the heck is Creeper doing back there, man?
I assume he's watering the plants. That the only way he's allowed to be on the set is if he agreed to water the plants.
That's not a plant. He's playing with some sort of like mold. This is yellow and red, and he's like he's building something. He's got like a little, I don't know, one of these toys we had when we were kids.
Lego set.
She's on her, plastic laptop.
Oh, God, I am so sick of this trope of these like transparent screens.
Iron Man, blame Iron Man. It's all Iron Man's fault.
Yep. There's a lot to blame in the show from Iron Man.
This was the first dose of seeing Doctor be evil, because Cortana says he doesn't feel alone anymore, and Doctor's like, he was never alone. It's like, ooh,
that's my man.
She is crazy for her little boy, a kidnapped child soldier guy. Black Keys comes in, gives her the ultimatum. You got to get off the planet. We know you're hacking into stuff and you're doing some crazy, creepy stuff, lady, but you got till noon. I'm just a messenger. Don't talk to me about it. The crazy white POC named Maggie, she's in charge. I'm just following the orders. He actually gets the scene, though. Like, he's the one that gets to be able to be an actor. I mean, I'm not trying to say it's something that I'm thrilled about, but I got to say, it puts him into the category with not Dave Chappelle as being at least one of the better elements of this crappy show.
Yeah, I would definitely be happy if they put more scenes of him in the show.
Yeah. So anyway, that goes on, and then we get this weird, just so you know, Creeper's still creeping. He has to get down on the knee to hand her digital contact lens. So now she can basically steal the identity of her daughter, Sunrise, and hack all the computer systems. What, huh? What are we doing? So the whole time, yep. She can use this contact lens and Karen sees everything. Because I love the contact lens thing. I said these people never use contact lenses properly. She basically becomes her daughter to hack the system. And she uses it as a way to communicate to Hot Pocket. So Hot Pocket's freaked out. Like, who are you? And how do you know John? Well, I'm Doctor. I'm his mommy. I kidnapped him. And you have to listen to me now. Because the humans are really bad, just like you say they are. And your people are bad too. So we need to get the artifacts together so we can kill everybody. And then we'll be in charge. Because I'm telling you, mommy knows best. Mommy knows best. And that's pretty much how this scene plays out. And it's just dumb and makes no sense. Because you two must be the ones to control the Halo. Because that'll work out well. I'm like, oh my God.
You two with me right there too. You can't forget about me.
Yeah, but mommy knows best. Don't you forget that, Hot Pocket. Stop boning my son. So it's a whole lot of weird. She doesn't know how to take all this. Halsey doesn't really explain as much as I probably explain. She just does a bunch of weird crap. And then it's like she's completely nuts. Like she becomes unhinged into like the hardest thing to overcome is attachment. Humans are flawed. Humans are evil. She's just terrible. Like, and it's just this weird narcissistic things about, quote, to save them from themselves. So it becomes like it's not Thanos. Isn't this more Ultron, I guess? Maybe. I don't know. Definitely the cliche going.
I'm surprised they haven't like to this point tried to make her this sympathetic character who was just who's only like this because of a man who abused her as a small child or something. It seems like that's the obvious go-to for justifying her being this villain.
Yeah, this era of writing. Yeah, they don't really explain why she has such an evil motivation. They just it's just who she is. Yeah.
Look, it's undeniable, even in the books, even in in the games, in the animations. Halsey is not a nice person. Halsey is doing everything she is doing for the future of mankind. She stole kids, she kidnapped kids, she did all kinds of crazy shit. She left Flash clones in the place of these kids. All of that's actually, which is why them saying, oh, we didn't look at the games or anything else to do this bullshit. Because you wouldn't ever come up with that shit on your own without all that information.
And jangled the keys. Yep.
So there's no denying Halsey is a messed up person that is doing it. It's like the road is paved to hell with good intentions. All of the good intentions she's got, she's gonna burn for the shit she did. And even in the game, she gets put on trial. She gets interrogated. We want to know everything. We want to know everything there is about John, the rest of the Spartans, why you did what you did, everything. And Oni interrogates the hell out of her and wants to know it all because she's done bad shit. But it's all for humanity, not for her own curiosity, not for any other bullshit like that. This is all to save humankind.
She thinks that her way is the way to do it. And it doesn't matter how many humans she has to kill along the way to save humans. So she signals the Spartans, which now can just receive said signal. They get their Order 66 without their helmets on, which was my first, what's happening? It just talks to their brain and basically says, well, it doesn't matter who gets in your way now. Kill them all. Doesn't really matter. You guys are going to be with me now. Follow me and me alone. I'm the only human you can trust. I'm the senior civilian representative. You must listen to me over everyone else and mobilize to take out John because John is compromised because he's touched the artifact too many times. You must listen to me. And Carantana hears everything, kind of plays dumb, and this is them showing you this weird ability to kind of connect to them and give them orders. And she sees that the vitals of Strawberry Spartan is going bonkers. So she shuts her off. She's kicked out of the group.
Oh, no. She must have removed her butt chip.
Yep. So there must be another way to help Master Chief. Well, you got to figure it out on your own there, Strawberry, because they're going to kick you right out of the loop. And they use Creeper to do it. So, boom, she's out. They turn on her and knock her out. And they take her and handcuff her to a park bench. Kid you not, people. She's kidnapped to a park bench. You'll see in a minute. And then basically it's you can assume full control of John and basically become the Cortana Master Chief hybrid that you've always wanted. Isn't that what you always wanted there, Carantana? You'll be the best of all of us. Okay. That seems like a horrible idea. But
don't you want to be in charge of Master Chief? Remember I told you Cortana kind of goes crazy after she fixes her and they have it eventually dies and goes against Master Chief. Imagine if Cortana could just take over the Master Chief's mind and control his body. Yeah.
And then we have this spontaneous assistant to Sunrise who walks around in a pair of dark jeans and a leather jacket. I kid you not. Dude's got on the cheesy costume. She's translating the message, blah, blah, blah. Maggie's still around. There's all this back and forth about, where's so-and-so? Bring them to me. They're in an elevator. Go get them. Doctor spying on them. And there's all this sort of we're supposed to believe sort of this cat and mouse nonsense that's happening. And then finally Carantana says, it's all a trap. It's all a trap, John. Master Chief. And he's like, go away, I don't want to talk to you. I got a hot pocket now. And she's like, no, you don't understand. Doctor's betraying you, man. The Spartans are going to attack you. So Carantana shuts it all down, shuts it off. She sides with John because Carantana is also in love. And Doctor
jig is up.
The jig is up. You need to leave. So they're going to split up. And John, without an armor, is going to take them on. And I promise you the shot. There it is. Strawberry Spartan's been handcuffed to park bench in the shower. Well, I guess she's in the shower. Those are showers in the back. She's in the bathroom. Yep, she's in the bathroom. I was wrong. I thought it was a park bench. I thought it was like a public area, like where they were walking. Nope, this is in the bath. They put her in a bathroom, handcuffed her there.
One of the things we unfortunately didn't get to show was the Black Spartan, who's I don't even know. We never gave him a name. It's the way he walks. It's like his arms are as out forward as possible, so he can just. It was like my favorite part of the episode, just watching this guy try to walk.
Could be the suit. Or he's just trying to emulate Arnold Schwarzenegger. Either one.
Let's see if we go back just another second here and see if we can get it. There's your tablet for you. Give him instruction. Oh yeah, see, yeah, he's got it going on. He's all out, man. This is really got me.
Like
chafed,
it's
man.
really prominent when he's like suited up, or the suit actor is suited up.
Chief, I almost got replaced by not Dave Chappelle. I don't like that idea. I ain't got no emotions, and I talk like, take my hand, boss. Take my hand, boss. Green Mile. I watched Green Mile one too many times.
That's right. He was little Michael Clark Duncan. That's what we were nicknaming him.
That's
Too many
right.
letters.
Bink. Good night.
I know one little smack. That was for her. She's in the bathroom. So let's see. We pick her up. She's in the bathroom, and John, without an armor, he's just in his scuba suit. Oh, she's gonna be pulling on this concrete because she was lifting jeeps earlier, so the concrete will hold her.
We obviously had to establish that earlier in the episode. Look,
Yeah,
now we can
she's
show up
just-
that she's strong.
So Scuba John in his little scuba suit is going to take on the two armored Spartans who just kind of sling him around, punch him, and whatever. And he grabs. I guess we're gonna have this fight in a gym because he grabs weights and he's using them as weapons and defense mechanisms to try to last. And she's going to quote, I guess, run for help because everyone's going to believe her because this plan's been well thought out. And that's what they're doing. Hand me the radio. Where's John? Where's Master Chief? Where's Mackie? Whatever.
Maybe there's no
Strawberry Spartan's going to
communications.
break the bench. What's that?
As they discover, like they're slowly figured out that all the radios have been turned off, essentially.
Yep. She breaks the concrete so she can be free and get into the fight. And it just keeps going on and on and on. The fight's just silly because we have to throw weights and, yep, bam, fighting them with the weights. It's like, oh my God. They're in these special tech suits. He's got nothing. It's just so dumb.
I think at one point he like looks down at his hand. He's like, "Ooh, that really hurts to not have to punch the armor."
I think it's his next shot. Yeah. He recoils. Oh, he grabs a gun. Yeah. Right there. Oh, that really hurt. I think I broke my fingers. Oh, crap. Yeah, but there's really no ill effects, though. But that's what it looks like they're going to say.
Yeah, I mean, they also at one point mentioned like, as Master Chief gets the gun and he starts trying to shoot at him, trying to wear down his shields right there, and it's like about a good minute has passed since he shot him. Those shields should have, as per the games, healed back
restored.
up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not
Look,
now.
His character name is Vanek, just so we know, for any of those trying to keep it. They do randomly insert actual names and times in the subtitles. So they don't say it all out usually. Strawberry Spartan shows up, buys them enough time, blah, blah, blah. None of it really matters.
Cortana hacks a Jeep.
Yeah, they attack her because they don't know, and they find out that she's the one on the message that murdered all the people. But that's the old her, not the new her that knows John's penis and, you know, the power of his depth, as we discussed earlier, for disturbing reasons. And so they turn on her. And this crazy lady gets crazier. We're going to teach you a lesson. She's like, oh, no, you don't know crazy. I'm Hot Pocket. I'm going to be crazy on you, Maggie. Meanwhile, they're just slinging people around, all sorts of crazy nonsense. He's hallucinating sometimes. Sometimes he'll roll and he's in his halo vision. Sometimes he doesn't do that. But he sees her. He's bleeding and he's down. But she's different now. She's not the Hot Pocket that he knew and loved. She's been broken. She's different now. She's part Covenant now. John, goodbye. I have to be the best Hot Pocket I can be. That doesn't involve you or your glorious penis.
No.
No. Hot Pocket, it was good for me, Hot Pocket. No, I was just using you to get to the Halo, don't you know? I got to go kill Maggie and the Black Dude. Sorry, I'm out, dude. See you later. No!
You shouldn't have trusted me.
Low rumbling.
Who
Rebecca
would
in real
have
life.
seen that coming?
But he's on mission. He's a soldier, and he's always on mission. Don't you guys know that? That's why we can trust Master Chief. I mean, John, because that's the crash DNC. One more episode, folks. You survived. You survived. It is a freaking mess, as every other episode has been. But I will say, Black Keys Rose, he's on the list now. Some decent stuff. Let's see. Chris Persia, thank you, my friend. Thanks for being here. How my friend used to walk when he thought he was impressing the ladies. Yes. Many muscle-bent people did, especially back in the steroid era, man. I grew up in that steroid era. People were just shooting it in their hips. We had this guy. It was one of the few times that I thought I was actually going to get into a fist fight in high school, because I'm the nerdy kid, but I'm also a pretty verbose kid. So I usually got away with just verbally humiliating people and getting the mob that would basically want to be on my side rather than the muscle-bound guy. But he was a football player, and he was a dope, and he was obviously hopped up on some roids, and he went off on me, and I went on to this long, his first name was Angus. I can never remember his last name, and with long rant about Angus, and I think it just confused him enough to save me, because he would have destroyed me, because he was obviously like a football player who was on roids. I'm still waiting for Master Chief. Well, first off, let's just stop there, Chris. There is no Master Chief. He has not been in the show since episode 1 to do some cooking, because he sure isn't Master Chief. No, he isn't Master Chief. He's no Master Chef. He's nobody. He's just John. It's all about John's feelings. And now his feelings are really in conflict because he was a Hot Pocket. He got a little bit. Now Burrito left him high and dry in the Halo universe, and he passed out. Completely done wrong by her.
And from that day forward, Master Chief swore off Mexican food.
Never again.
Spicy Hens. This week on Paramount. Here we are. We're caught up on the shenanigans that is Halo, which has nothing to do with Halo. It is just walking, talking, chatting, and a whole lot of nonsense.
A lot of feelings in hallways.
Yep, we have that theme that continues in this show. It's very CW of Paramount, very CW. Any other thoughts before I rant about the why we should all be even more mad about this than we already are?
I mean, the show has moments where it seems like someone somewhere tried, or the writers, like they had moments where they could have been good, and then it's just that either mediocrity or the room temperature helped bring things down, and they all just kind of
but we're 8
gave
episodes
up on the
in.
property. They don't.
We're 8
care
episodes in, and we might have 2 to 3 episodes of content that are even worth using. Like, it's just, there's so little of stuff that if I were editing this to make an actual Halo thing, we actually would have Halo in our Halo show. That all this human drama stuff we'd want to build around it. There's so little where the writing is not just so bad and cringe and cheap and generic. Maybe 2 episodes, 3 maybe at the most.
This is CBS and Paramount today. I hear people talking about, Strange New Worlds and how it's a return to grace for Star Trek and yada, 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 yada. These are the people that is making all this crap. If you really think Strange New Worlds is going to be like the bee's knees in 8 episodes, watch this and tell me that. Watch Picard and tell me that. No one is going out of the box and realizing this is what these companies are making. The division that runs the streaming service and what's going to come to the streaming service, this is what you're getting. What did Netflix just do? They canceled 3 different shows that were going to be run by Ava DuVernay or whatever the hell her name is. Why? Because they're complete woke garbage. They canceled 4 other shows that were coming down the pike, one of which is a sequel to a show they already came out with that's all about isms, obes, and Yahtzees. Why? Because they know what is happening, and they know it's not going to make any money, and they know they just lost 200,000 subscribers in the streaming wars.
Nobody wants to watch Anti-Racist Baby. That was one of the
shows. That's right. No one wants to watch Anti-Ism Baby. Nobody wants to watch that shit. No one wants to watch this shit. The only reason why we're doing it is because it's got the Halo tagged on it, and because it should have been the series that wiped everything sci-fi out on the map. This should be the best shit right now. This is what we all waited 20 years for, and it's shit. We get Master Chief sleeping with Hot Pocket. I put my burrito in a seaweed wrap. And Cortana crying, not Cortana. Oh my God, the Chief slept around. I'm now going to do everything for him and be completely devoted to him because I want him. It's trash.
And they didn't even, Chris asked this at Ava DuVarnish. We didn't even give Chris Master Chef because he didn't make breakfast. He had Hot Pocket, didn't even make breakfast. No,
Right.
nothing.
Didn't
Nothing.
even
He'd
make
been up making some eggs. He would have seen half her finger come off into the sink. But no, he slept through all that good stuff. Such a good soldier, always on a mission. I say nay, nay.
And I was surprised they actually did show a little blood there, but
What do I do?
there should have been a lot more if she's pulling out her fingernail.
Yeah, I would have hoped for something. It's sad. So I got to figure out how to make this stupid thing not play sound and whatever. So, oh geez, come on, stop, stupid. Their app sucks. Oh my God, I can't stand their app sometimes. I'm not even gonna try to share. I was trying to share the offer. Just forget it, folks. This is why we have to be mad. Because they have another show called The Offer, which involves, Al Ruddy, played by Miles Teller. They have a Francis Ford Coppola, Mario Puzo. Basically, the writing and development and film of getting The Godfather made, and it's this pro Paramount because they pull it off, right? Paramount owned, and they want to look good. I don't think they look as good as they probably think they do. They're on the verge of bankruptcy. Love Story is their first real hit or whatever in this little era, and it kind of sets up, at least a little bit of flexibility to put some more money in Godfather. But this show is so good. It's so well acted. It's so well thought together. There's like 6 subplots of things happening. It is a high recommend for me, especially if you enjoy anything that has to do with like film history or you really love The Godfather like I do and all of that. I mean, I fact-checked a couple things. There's a little bit of, some exaggeration, some timing things. Now they're getting into some of the mafia stuff with the last episode. There's a few more episodes to go. That stuff gets even more muddied with what actually happened. But it should just totally tick everybody off because they hate you. They care so little about Halo and Trek. They had no desire to give you an ounce of anything that you actually want. But when it comes to something that they want, something that they respect, because they respect The Godfather. They respect Godfather 2. They respect that as a franchise, as being Oscar-worthy, incredible. They don't respect any of this genre stuff. And that's why they treat it like freaking garbage. And it should tick everyone off, even though they can like The Offer and say it's good. It should also make you realize they can do good stuff when they want to. And they don't, because they don't even like us. And when I thought of it that way, it just totally ticked me off. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my God, this scene is so good. I'm like, oh crap. I gotta prepare for freaking John / Master Chef and Hot Pocket, who's probably gonna hook up because that's how the last episode ended. And sure enough, they went there. Oh my God. I had to pause like 6 times to get through this episode. It was so freaking bad. And I binge watched through the 4 or 5 episodes Offer in a few days. So I don't know about you guys. That was my hot take on this nonsense. I was just, it's such an emotional roller coaster to like find something that you like, and then you say, wait a minute, if they can do this. This isn't even like it's the same timeline. They can't blame the pandemic. There's such an overlap of all of this. All of their passes and excuses just go out the flipping window because of this show.
I did have at least one good story coming out of this episode, and it was me not even it was one. I was more excited to go do my dishes and keep watching this show. At one point I had to stop myself from getting up to actually go do the dishes. Eventually I'm like, all right, no, I go lay back on my couch. My cat comes over, hops on my back, starts kneading my back. So for like 20 minutes I get this little like mini massage from the cat. I'm like, okay, this kind of makes
playing
it worth
with
it.
his cat is trumping Halo. I like that. Huh. That's quite the metaphor.
The cat knew I was going to hate this, and so the cat decided to come make me feel better.
It's therapeutic. I don't know about Loki. We only have one more episode to go. That's the good news. The bad news is, it's Paramount, so it's like it is what it is.
It's Paramount. And you know what? You listen to some of these people talk. You listen to some of the showrunners talk, the scissoring hens that we've talked about. You listen to them talk and how they wanted, they screamed, they fought for your diversity, ladies and gentlemen. They wanted the master chef to be black and gay. They tried, and Paramount wouldn't listen. And they said, no, we have to have a straight white male in that role. But they fought, ladies and gentlemen, they fought for a black gay male who questions his sexuality to be the lead for this show. That is how these people think. That is all they care about. That is all that's on their minds, is sexuality, who's sleeping with who, what they're sleeping with, whether it's a toaster, whether it's a Cortana, whether it's someone of the same sex. It's all they give a shit about. So when you see these articles come out of these people saying, we tried.
They're so mentally ill. These are the people. Today's news, right? There's going to be a Batman story that's freaking gay. This 5 minutes after Bruce Wayne married they married freaking Catwoman like 5 seconds ago. Now the dude's gay. I know they can take this stuff and make it Elseworld or whatever. No one cares. You guys are freaking mentally ill. Why are you using gay people as some sort of bigoted, backhanded way as a gimmick? You know what? If you're a gay person and you buy this crap, I want you to know the only difference between that comic that you're holding and the gimmick that was a gold foil covered Vision from the 1990s is that Avengers comic was actually pretty good. Just so you know. That's really the difference between that gimmick. Your sexuality, your identity, and everything you think is important is nothing more than a gimmick to these people. They're exploiting every aspect of humanity. It's reducing people down to nothing. Their genitals, that's it. They're reducing you down to that. These people are completely ill. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. I did not know about the gay black chief. That's even crazy.
Oh yeah.
And the worst part is every time when it's inconvenient for the identity, when it's inconvenient, they will cast it aside. They will erase it as hard as possible just to appease a market. So a gold foil cover will still be around.
Yeah,
but those gay scenes won't.
Okay, we need Bob.
Ross. All I do is chill. My life is a thrill, for real, Bob Ross. I be too calm for the drama. You don't wanna cause a problem, I'll solve it, Bob Ross.
That's it.
Let's go back to find happy places, find things that are happy and good. Gotta find happy and good. I know Ironcaster always has something happy and good. Loki, do you have anything happy and good? What do you got? You got anything happy and good? I know last week you said you watched RoboCop. What do you got?
Oh, I watched Howard the effing Duck last night. That's what I watched.
Whoa, that is a reference.
So I haven't watched Howard the Duck in forever, and I was like, holy shit! First Marvel multiverse movie, Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
So yeah, you go back.
Yeah, that's a reference.
If you can't stand the heat, get out of that kitchen.
Bad.
Yeah,
I love that nonsense. It's just crazy. The fact that they would even do comic books, let alone they would do a live action. Yeah, I'll take it.
George Lucas. That's right.
Yeah.
Leah Thompson.
Yeah, Leah Thompson. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh yeah. So yeah. Watch Howard.
Well, I binged The Offer. Got through the 5 episodes of that. Really liked that. What have I started today? I mean, I watched another episode of Ultraman on Netflix. Still
okay.
Cruising right along.
Can you answer a question for me? Because I don't remember this. I haven't seen this movie in like forever, right? So I haven't seen Howard the Duck in like 20 years.
Okay.
There is a scene. This movie's PG. Remember, everybody, this is a PG movie. And at the beginning of the movie, as he's going through like the hallways and all this stuff, when he's being warped out of his building with a chair, you see a duck with titties. And she's like, such a lovely girl in love. And I'm like, holy shit, I do not remember the duck with tits. And this is a PG movie. And it's like full-blown titties, nipples, everything. And it's a PG movie. How the hell did Lucas and them get away with duck titties and a PG rating? It's not PG-13. It's not rated R. It's rated PG.
They're gonna take my stream down if I show.
There was a
Howard the Duck?
lot. There was a
Yeah, I
lot they could
wouldn't.
get away with under PG back then.
Pop's gonna try it anyway.
Anyway, cool. Well, I don't care. There it is, folks. It's legit.
Yeah.
I swore I remember seeing my grandmother would not have taken me to see Airplane 2 because I asked what a sequel was. So I know I saw Airplane 2 in a theater, and it had the boobies, it had the tatas going on in the movie. So yeah, I don't know, the rules back then were so weird, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
Chris
so
Persia,
strange.
1986 PG, not 2022 PG. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm surprised this thing's even streaming still. I'm surprised they didn't just take it down. They'll hit me with 3 copyright strikes or something. I've already tested the Bob Ross. I think I'm okay there. Dude gave me the song, so I'm good on that. Yeah, 1980s.
Yeah.
Not 2022 PG-13.
It's another movie I saw in a theater when I was a kid that I'm just like.
Isn't it funny how we rewatch things and we're like, this scene didn't exist? How'd this scene exist or whatever?
You know what's really, you know what? You mentioned that. Okay, so I'm like, I can't remember.
I'm not going to pull it back up. Just so you guys know, you want to Google it. There is a shot of the creators like with the mannequin next to the back. There's literally this freaky, creepy. All right, I'll show it. Let's do it for Chris. Like, what is going on in this photo? Like, this is such a weird creeper thing to post. Is they're posing next to the freaky duck boob mannequin thing. Look at that. That's freaking weird, dude.
Yeah.
These people are ill. Like, I don't understand. First you did it.
Record scratch. You're probably wondering how we got here.
Yeah. Huh. All right.
It's all Loki's fault. Hashtag
Duck boobs. Duck hashtag. I got my shirt coming on that.
But no. You know what? I can't remember. I can't remember whether it was early 90s or late 80s. I was sitting there and watching Aliens on Showtime. And there's this whole scene with Ripley in this garden. And I'm like trying to explain it to my dad. He's like, that's not in the movie. You're making that shit up. And then like years later, the director's cut comes out and there she is having that scene with Burke in a make-believe garden in the director's cut. And I'm like, see? He's like, I guess you were telling the truth. I'm like, yeah, I told you. There's a weird ass extra scene with Ripley and Burke that you just caught on Showtime. Why they used to do that stuff? We'll just throw this scene in there. We don't care. We'll just throw this extra scene in there.
Would send over these copies. This is how you get these stories of things getting edited. So, for instance, recently it was Back to the Future, right? Back to the Future was on Netflix, and they were like, no, they changed the magazine. They took this out. They took that out. Look at how they're doing. They're editing our stuff, man. Well, they make like 6 versions of these movies, right? They make all these edits or whatever, so they send them over. So whenever Fox sent over Alien, somebody just sent over the director's cut. Maybe it was shown overseas. I don't even know. I'd have to look into it. I remember seeing it. I think it was in the 90s when it was airing on HBO or Shirts, whatever I owned at the time, and that's what I was watching it on. That's when I saw the garden scene existed. But I couldn't really tell you any backstory. I never looked at it. But that's probably what happened. They just sent over some sort of other version. So good memory though. It's crazy how that stuff will stick, bro. It's good.
Yeah.
Howard the Duck boobies made my show. I wonder if I'll get in trouble from the first lady for showing duck boobs. Oh, interesting. See how that flashes.
It's PG. It's PG duck boobs.
Movie is PG. Yes. Oh wait, Persia wanted to say that wasn't that because the networks always wanted exclusive versions for their premiere? That is true. I don't know if that's the reason, but that would make sense. I can see that.
Yeah. They
would have promoted it as such. So you've seen Alien, but you haven't seen this version of Alien.
Yeah, I mean, didn't Superman the movie also have like an extended cut for like ABC?
Yes, and I do remember that, right? Where they're lowering her in, she got her hands chained together, lowering her to the dogs.
I
remember that vividly.
There's 3 different versions of that movie. There's the theatrical version, the Richard Donner cut, and then the over 3 hour long ABC cut
thing.
Yeah,
ABC,
because I've got all of them on like a Superman Blu-ray set.
Yep. That scene where they're lowering her in, Miss Tessbacher in. I remember that vividly because earlier in the movie they lower in the big old side of beef, and then she's getting lowered in at the end. So, oh man, that's good. That's good, Loki. Okay, Ironcaster, what do you got good for me this week? It's our good chill. Get our emotions back in alignment. We survived Halo.
Sorry, someone's taking a phone call. Let's see. I've been enjoying this past week the Sumerian.
Oh, okay.
So let me go pull up on my other screen here, move some stuff around. Now, the Sumerian is a European comic about about Conan the Barbarian, and I guess over in Europe, the Sumerian is public domain, or rather, the Howard works of Conan the Barbarian are public domain.
Okay.
And so what you're getting this what is like as authentic to Conan the Barbarian as possible, to Robert E. Howard's original work as possible, is what you're getting in these comics.
That's awesome.
Sorry.
Ironically enough, Marvel just decided they're not going to renew the license to keep the
Oh,
Conan
and
in their house. They're going to let it go
Guess
for financial
what?
reasons.
Guess what?
Yeah.
I know who's got it. And I know that there's already books that are done, waiting, that have gone to print and are just waiting to be shipped out. And
Thank
I
God.
know the son of a bitch who wrote it. And
He's
you
the
are
goat.
all going to
He's
be
the goat.
pleasantly fucking surprised. Sorry for the F-bomb. Pleasantly surprised at where this is coming from and why
I know. I'm good.
they lost the rights. So we're getting all new kick-ass Conan coming out
I can't
by
believe I'm gonna buy a Conan book.
talented
The
writers
goat.
that have wrote by the GOAT. Yes.
One of the
Pops
goats.
knows. Pops knows. One of the goats.
It's one of the goats, baby. He's
Yes.
one of the goats.
Yes. So get ready.
yeah.
Especially for me, as a Batman fan.
I can't say who because I'm sworn I wouldn't say anything.
Batman fan?
But yeah.
He dropped enough hints. If you follow the man, if you follow
Yes.
these people, you follow these creators, again,
Yeah,
folks.
Pops knows.
Listen, some of them have been kicked out of the clubs. Like, let's just be honest, right? Some of them have been kicked out of the clubs. So you need to follow all their interviews. Did you see my Voz interview, Loki? It was fun. I got to hang out with Voz for a little over an hour. So I get it. He's going to come back because as soon as it ended, he sent me this email about all his other stuff. And then somebody he knew sent me a message, and I had to ask Mike about it. And he sent me this long thing with like a private photo, like this whole backstory and like 2 other stories that related to us. Okay. So Mike, we're going to have you back. We're going to have you back. So just get through your stuff, get your book going. It comes out in a few weeks. And it's that. So all Voz wants to do is sell art. He's like, I'm just going to do this book. I'm going to do a couple hundred copies for like $25 and shipping. And I just want to be able to sell my art. That's all he does. He just retired. He's a dude, want to do his thing. But not like all of them do that. And Graham Nolan has one out too. I got to get on board with some new changes he's done too. He got another cover and stuff like that. Did I show the Nolan stuff off to you guys? I got my Graham Nolan books last week. Did I show you guys?
No.
Oh yeah, Nolan's great. I got a chance to talk to him a couple of times.
Yeah. I can't wait to talk to him. I'm trying to chase that down and get that worked out. I've got Billy Tucci trying to get that worked out with his lovely wife. So, did you get your stuff? Ironcaster to share? Nothing popped up on my side.
No, sorry, I was kind of caught up a little bit.
All right, well, I'll show some comics while you're doing that. So let me pull this up here. I'll switch to the big screen. Yeah, I got to get these in. I didn't bag and board them. I thought I did, but I didn't. But yeah, I got my
Alien Alamo. Yes, I got that.
So good.
Yes.
Yeah, they're so good. I'm going to do a quick, careful read and probably do some sort of review.
Chino was really good too. Did you get Chino?
I don't think I got Chino. I thought I did, and then it's in with his high tea, and I'm going to have to get.
I may have a copy. I will send you. Let me double check and make sure. I still have 2 because I gave one to Clobberin just a couple of weeks ago when I met him in Louisiana. But I may have a second.
He signed this one, which was pretty cool.
So if I do have one, I'll send it your way.
I met Nolan, and he's back at MegaCon. I actually almost thought about I should go to MegaCon just to meet Nolan, but I did not go to MegaCon. I can't walk around these places. These places are so flipping big, man. It kills my knees. I used to be so tired.
So I got a couple of pages I can show.
All right, show me what you got, man. Sure. There's my Nolan. So I've had it for a while. I finally broke it out to get to it. Like it's one of those things where I try to keep it safe and secure until I'm ready to like have it out and loose and get it bagged and boarded and stuff.
So the Sumerian is released by Ablaze, which is like a little, I guess, either it's a European French comic company that's been releasing some stuff in the US, and a lot of the like stuff like the Sumerian they put out is really good. This is as authentic to Robert E. Howard as possible. So much so that in the very back of the individual like comics themselves, you get the original text. You get the original story by Robert E. Howard, so you can even like then compare and contrast like how close is it to the original, and then you can read that original material yourself.
That's awesome. Folks,
and I can't really show too much off because
no, you're fine.
There is Christian fandom. There is a lot what you can expect out of this.
So Christian fandom is a perfect example of something I believe in. I know you guys do, but for anybody that's listening after the fact, he does this little gaming stream where he'll live stream something. He's doing soccer right now. He's doing some Star Wars stuff, and I'll pop in. I hit my like and I hit my comments and whatever. Why do I do that? Because I want to support the brother. The algorithm. You have to play the game, folks. Just like and share and the buttons and just say hi's and whatever, because that's how it works. That's how the freaking game works. Sorry, people are asking me privately, getting some messages about different little tips and whatever. It's like, you got to play the game. You can use tags and hashtags, and it's all about comments and likes and shares and nonsense. And I don't know. Wish I could tell you. So Awesome Ones also popped by. Master Beef. You miss Master Beef. He got his Master Beef with the Hot Pocket. So that's all I'm going to say there. You can watch that on the rewatch. And Gap Stargate showing off his Battlestar Galactica. By the way, he's going to have to redo that Battlestar because that was the good stuff. He found a way to do this little fan. I don't know what this was. Some sort of little documentarian type thing. I don't know. He would know what the name of it is. Whatever. It was really good.
Gap knows where to get the really cool little models. He knows exactly, and he does not mind sharing where to get the really cool models from. So definitely connect with him if you're any of that kind of stuff, man. Because it was good stuff. So you're gonna have that coming back around the horn there too. So everybody saying hey to everybody else. I appreciate everybody popping in here and that kind of thing. Try to share some good stuff, some new stuff, things like that.
I love about this chat.
Hey, man.
About this little corner of the internet, how all the chat is so friendly. The chat is, loves talking with us, loves talking with each other. Like, I'll pop into like your chat in the morning, Loki, and like 5-6 people will like say hi back to me.
That's good.
I'm glad, man. We have a really good chat in the morning.
And that's how we'll all grow and get along and do their thing, man. It's like. So, and just so everybody knows, I did ask Chris Persia to wrench. He worked it out with me. It was really wonderful and generous of him, that kind of thing. And that's one of the things I ask. It's like, I just don't want people being mean to each other. I don't really care what goes on too much. He's talking about the profanity rule. I just want people to be completely blowing up the chat with a bunch of crazy language or whatever. But I'm not going to like be out here trying to censor people out. But it would be like, listen, man, I look at this as a big, giant comic, movie, gaming shop. That's what it was like. When I was into this stuff, that's what it was like. Most stores had cards, comics, games, figures, models. It was all in one little thing because that's how they had to pay their rent. Whatever they could sell to pay their rent that was in this nerdy circle. So if you came in the store, you had to be cool, man. You couldn't be a jerk. Oh, yes. The art.
You gotta have role-playing games as well.
The art, man. You got to have some of these gaming books, comic book people. I'm telling you, the art. Oh, the art is so good in some of this stuff.
I'll share some. I obviously I'm not going to go on camera, but I've got some old school D&D, some BattleTech. I love BattleTech from back in the day. So I've got a dozen different BattleTech books. Vampire the Masquerade, Werewolf. I got some really good old books. I don't have many new books.
Ironcasters, I know. Oh, you're confusing me. Awesome one.
Yeah, look, I'm just trying to get remembered as like the Ironcaster. That way when Marvel eventually decides to make a magic themed Iron Man, I got it here first.
Yeah. So it's all about showing love, being high, and I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I will toot my own horn. Like we were hanging out doing a show, I think it was with Jace and 540 Studios or whatever. Somebody came in. I was the first one that said hi to them. I was just saying hi to everybody because it was just in between stuff, and I wasn't talking, so that's what I did. And dude was like, "Hey, thanks for saying hi to me." And then he eventually just joined the stream. He just hopped right in. He was real personable. He stayed longer than I did. I had to bail out, and he just stayed there chatting with the guys about all stuff he's into. He was into stuff we hadn't seen before, and that's what this is about. You're walking into the giant comic shop. So, but one more Halo episode. Then we'll have Fun Night Week. I did find those Tron packs. I think I have 4 Tron packs from 1982 unopened. I do have 19. I believe they're 1983 3 Topps football. Might want to open one of those just because. Why not? We'll do that. And some other stuff. That's some other fun stuff I found. Like I told the Loki, I mean, if I ever do one of these milestone videos, because I don't really care about all the stuff. Like monetization is the first real goal to me. I don't really care about counts and whatever until I get there. And I have a long watch hours ladder to climb before I get there. So that's more of the milestone. That's the first rung for me to get to another goal and so on. So I don't know. I'm not really into all that. But if we do something, we'll give some of the stuff away, have people have some more fun stuff in their lives too. That's, to me, is part of it as well. So, gentlemen, it's been wonderful as always. Anything else you can think of?
A lot of fun.
Hot Pocket.
It is. Ooh, it was John Pocket today, baby. John was getting on. Yes, Gap says yes on G.I. Joe and yes on Tron packs. Yes, I'm so happy. I love my Tron car. I'm such a honk for Tron. So we'll definitely have to do. First off, anytime it's an anniversary thing for me, it's such a huge thing. I love all that kind of nonsense. And maybe on the 31st we'll touch on a little bit because it is an anniversary time of the year. So we get I think it's I wrote on my calendar. Make sure I get the right ones. Got to make sure I get the right week. But yeah, right around this time we start running into some anniversary stuff starts coming. Rocky 3 is the 28th. And June 4th, I know it's Poltergeist and Wrath of Khan. 40th anniversary. Oh, man, Wrath of Khan is the best. Oh, such a
Going to see the director's cut of Star Trek: The Motion Picture
in theaters. Yeah.
Sunday, yes, in theater. I have not watched the Paramount Plus shit version, whatever, that they've been streaming. I was like, no. Everybody's like, oh, my God, are you going to see it? Look, I said, no. I'm waiting for it to be in theaters, and then I'm going to buy the 4K, and I'm done. I'm done unless they come out with a Blu-ray DS9. I'm not buying any more Star Trek shit, but I want that director's cut of the motion picture in 4K, and I want to go see it in theaters.
And go buy it through eBay. Help somebody.
Yeah, that DS9. If the rumors about that DS9 Blu-ray box set are true, that'll get my money.
Yeah.
I need to put it right next to my my DVD set of Babylon 5.
Because they're gonna remake all of the war, all the special effects scenes, all of the Dominion War, all of that gets remade. I'm okay. You put the work in. I'll buy it. I've heard rumored that they're gonna upscale those. That they're gonna upscale them using AI rendering tech or some shit. But I don't know if that's true or not. Either way, I want them on Blu-ray. I'll watch them on Blu-ray.
Yeah, even if they just clean it up a bit, and even if they put in like half the effort of the next generation set, I'll still buy it.
Yep.
Because last year I finally got around to watching DS9 and I loved it.
It's just 480i. It's in 480i. God help us. It's in 480i.
That's so awesome. Oh gosh. So Gap's teasing me because there's exclusive Tron cycles. I know. And I can't buy it right now. I've got to scale down a little bit first. I have to do the bait and switch. I have to get rid of certain stuff to have new stuff. I have to hit space. I have to, because I have an actual home area. This is nothing. This is like the temporary, like, I don't even know what to do with everything. There's like limited space in here. So it's like, what do I do? So I'm trying to get settled on where in the space that I can manage and things like that. So, but I have way too many comic books still. So that's the problem right now. Comic books take up a lot of space, man. You start having 6 long boxes of comic books. That's a closet, man. You start to end up like half your closet's gone with some of these closets. So yeah, I've had to, I got to make some tough decisions. So it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. I've had to kind of start reassessing my own shelf for my trade paperbacks, and I'm just like slowly but surely pulling the Marvel stuff. I'm like, I really don't want half this Marvel stuff after what Disney's done to it.
This bag I'm rattling is because I'll show you what I've got that I just opened.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, it's one of these things where I'm a little disappointed. They're not as nice as I hoped they would be. I'm gonna have to send them to clean and pressing again to make sure they get checked. They can't go like they are. I'll say that. Sometimes they can. Right? Sometimes I can send something right away. There is a movie, and I gotta be honest, I just love the stuff that was done. Let's do this in the right order. Oh wait, I got a CD mixed in here. I gotta take that out. That was a different project altogether. This is 7, 8, and 9. Oh, let's make it big.
I thought you were about to say Star Wars.
No. It's 7, 8, and 9 of the original Blade run.
Ooh.
The first Deacon Frost.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with the
Morbius.
Marvel's Blade comics.
This actually is a pretty uncommon. I hate the word rare because rare is kind of almost like subjective, but this is a pretty hard book to find. That's how I found the guy. He had this one, so he happened to have the 3 in a row, and I said, "Well, I'll take all 3." But they're hard to find, like super clean because of the way the color is on the spine. But I think if they get cleaned and pressed, they'd be great for grading as an investment. So that I can afford those Tron cycles that Gap's teasing me about.
Yeah, I had to go look those up.
Yeah, oh boy, Tron stuff's cool stuff. DS9, B5, 2 things. I'm itching for the HD release.
You know, I think that, so I wound up watching them both for the first time back to back. I think I like Babylon 5 better than DS9, just because I kind of like some of the characters. Like, I like the characters in it a little bit more. I like Garibaldi, I like Londo, I like Akar. Like, those 3 are kind of that trifecta of that series that made it work for me.
I'm gonna have to rewatch all of it because it's been too long. I gotta be honest, it's just too long. I lived through all of this stuff in real time, so I gotta be honest. At this point, it's like I've just consumed so much of it that I haven't gone back and had them on like regular repeats and things like that. So
okay, so don't cancel me. Don't cancel me, gentlemen. A little over a year ago, a Dega Outlaw was like, "Of course you watched B5," and I said, "No." I tried. I tried to watch B5 when it was going head to head with DS9. I tried to watch B5 and I just couldn't get into it. And then about a little over a year ago, maybe a year and a half, Adega talked to me and I tried to watch it again. And I got like 3 or 4 episodes in the first season and I was just like, I'm not digging this. And he said, "You've got to get past the first season. There's going to be a big change eventually and they're going to change things up. And I think you'll really like it then." I just have not had a chance to continue that yet because I've been watching a lot of old stuff lately. I've gone through 11 seasons of MASH.
Yeah,
I've been watching through the original Star Trek series. I've watched all of SG-1, half of Stargate Atlantis, pushing our way to get to SGU. But I want to finish that out. Once I get some of that done and watched, I will get to Babylon 5. I haven't had a chance to get past season 1 yet.
We should do flashback nights and bring on some folks and do some B5 retrospective. Even if we don't do every single episode, just do like, episodes 1 through 4 and then, whatever, and break it into clumps or whatever. Kind of build around some of those kinds of things. Because I haven't watched them in a long time, man. So the old brain doesn't keep straight some of these things. I hate speaking on this stuff because I'll mush it all up and make mistakes. I got to be honest. It's like I don't talk about TNG for that same reason too. I just haven't rewatched it enough, and I have a sweet spot for season 3, but when it comes to some of the other stuff, I'll get episodes mixed up, and I will refer to the wrong thing. I don't want to make a fool of myself, so better to say nothing to make a fool of myself. So,
I mean, there's so much good stuff out there that has basically just kind of gone forgotten and fallen on the radar. Like I was kind of saying in your comment section the other day when you were kind of fishing for some ideas, I'm like, I'm itching to watch Tremors again.
Oh no, I agree. I think that especially with Fred Ward's passing,
it
just makes you appreciate. To me, it's The Right Stuff and Tremors. They were his two films and 2 roles. So my Tremor story is this: I remember seeing Tremor in the theater with my friends, and it was totally like the high school friends. Like it was like 6 of us, and I remember coming out of it, and I'm like, what did I just experience? This movie is like stupid, and they're stupid, and the jokes are stupid, and we had it was so much fun. And then I remember I waited, and I think it was probably the next week or whenever I didn't work or have school classes, I went and saw it again, and I liked it more. It's one of those, the more times I watch it, I keep liking it more. You know how sometimes there's movies when you watch them, you're just like, I'm good now, I don't ever watch that again. This is not. The rewatchability factor on this movie just keeps going. I love Tremors. Yeah, definitely. We could definitely do a Tremors tribute at some point. Absolutely.
I'm down with that.
The one that I liked the least that took me time to warm up to was the 4th one.
I don't know that I've watched all of them. I'll be honest. So I'm going to say I probably have.
Is that the one with the ass blasters?
That was the prequel where like it's like the like
Old West.
the
Okay.
Wild West.
Okay.
Like
no,
it took me time to warm up to
I know
it.
about that
I was
one,
like, I was just so endeared to that character of Burt Gummer, the like the prepper who lives out in the bunker with who lived in one with Reba McEntire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's like about his ancestors was like this prim and proper, like almost an Englishman kind of character, and how over the course of the movie he has to kind of completely change the way he is. Like he'll basically lie and cheat to kind of get what he wants, and by the end of it, he's got like the first like belt-fed machine gun.
That's awesome. Okay, Gab. Yes, the man owned it.
I know.
He owned it. He owned it. It's okay. We all have our, we have our lists. We have things we have to get to.
I was a DS9 fan, a loyal DS9 fan, and I always said I would watch it later. I just couldn't get into it while I was watching Deep Space Nine, and I just never went back until Adega said something, and then I was like, okay, and I tried to watch part of it. Yeah, so I'll get there. I'll get there.
I can only last so long with some stuff. Like I rewatched like the first half of season 1 of Supernatural again. I was doing a little thing. It's like I've seen it before. It's like I'm good. I enjoy it, but it wasn't like I got other stuff to do. Like it wasn't really like even being critical of the show to rewatch it. It was more like I got other stuff I got to keep up with.
Yeah.
There's only so much time in the day. It's not even being critical of rewatching it again. It's like I just got other stuff I got to stay on task. We're doing different things. So yeah, and we'll have to figure out what we're doing after this, because obviously we'll have a gap in June. We'll have to figure out. We have about 3-4 weeks in June. We'll have to figure out something to do for some sort of theme.
Well, I mean, if we're all going to confess the things we haven't seen, I think the biggest one I could throw out is you guys heard me mention it before we started, is that I haven't seen the Godfather trilogy. Yeah,
that's a big one.
So,
and that's a good one too, because it's such a what's the anniversary of that too, right? Because that's 1972, so this will be the 50th anniversary of it's 1972. Trust me, I know. I love this movie. I love this movie so much. It's one of these things where when you watch the elite of the films, I think it's Loki. You tell me what yours are. I put The Godfathers there, 1 and 2. Shawshank Redemption, they're kind of like the 3 that no matter how long it's been or how many times I've seen them, they're freaking great. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry, people. I don't want to watch them. Whatever, fine. It's okay. They're void of a lot of these flaws. They're just void of general filmmaking flaws. There's just not a technical mistakes. The script's tight. The acting's amazing. It's incredible cinema. It's just incredible cinema. And I can keep going, but they're in this. There is like an elite group. Someone tried to argue with this too about liking something was an opinion. I'm like, yeah, not exactly. There is sort of like an agreed upon system and measure of what is good and great. You know what I mean? So it's like when you say something's great, it's like, is it really, or you just like it a lot? I don't think things are great. Some things are not very great.
You want to burn something to the ground? Go watch the new trailer for freaking She-Hulk, the new Attorney at Law Avenger.
They dropped it?
Oh yeah, they dropped
the
it.
TV show? I haven't seen it yet. Oh crap! No, I have not seen it. I had the notes to see some other. I have notes of to-do lists of stuff, how much energy I can muster for tonight. But no, I did not even know it dropped. I will not be able to handle how bad that show is going to be. There's no way they're going to be able to make that show different.
I remember I used to
he has
be
not
so
seen,
tied up
he has
in
not seen
like
Supernatural.
knowing. I remember I used to be so tied up in knowing like what all big movies would come out like every month. Like I was when December rolled around, I was like looking up lists. I was like making lists to see like, all right, everything that comes out this month. I'm like, I know what comes out all this year. I've got all my stuff ready, and I just don't care anymore. It's like, yeah, maybe like a movie comes out every 3 months. I might go to the movie theater to see, but that's about it.
Yeah, I could pretty much tell you, again, when I was doing screenings, like it was literally like a week to week. Usually I had 2 a week to keep up. And it was like I had to manage a schedule. Like I literally had to manage and you would get things that were double booked and things like that. It was like kind of a hassle at times. My wife would just get burnt out. She'd be like, you're take my son. I had friends that were my +1s because it was like, what else do I do? I don't want to go, if they let you have one, you might as well use it. Let somebody get to go or whatever. But now, especially that I'm cut free from that, it's kind of nice. Got to be honest. I can just see things on my own terms. Like I don't have to because there is an obligation to go see it. I never comply with obligations to lie. I never played the game. I can totally agree and see how it can happen. People get blinded by a red carpet treatment, a gift bag, that kind of stuff. Some of it is pretty nice, you know. I've never been to like the Los Angeles stuff or the New York stuff, which is they throw it out there that you can go, but it's like I'm not doing that. I'll live there. But yeah, I never wanted to sell out my principles for that kind of nonsense. You know. Anyway, so yeah, Chris says that the She-Hulk thing dropped an hour ago.
You'll love it when she carries a guy to the bedroom. When she like picks him up like a baby and she's just carrying him to the bedroom like he's mine. You love that.
Project story times here. Awesome one says stopped caring when they ruined.
Yeah, Endgame.
And the Chick Warriors.
Yeah.
It was that contrived scene. It's one of the. I mean, obviously the Captain Karen punch in the face scene. Just the other one. Like it's just a groan. It was so hard to sit through. I don't know. I have read She-Hulk comic books, but I am not going to pretend to be some sort of expert on that or know much about it, especially because it's only the John Byrne stuff that I'm going to be familiar with. I'm not going to know all of this. You know, we've got decades of stuff that they've been doing. I don't know any of that stuff. I have no idea where they're gonna pull from.
The original run, the Savage She-Hulk. Like
Yes.
I want to read through that about last year, and honestly, having read through it at the time, I was like, you could use this for the basis of like an MCU-esque like series. Of course, this was all like before they started airing this stuff, before all the Endgame stuff, before the MCU settled in. It was like at the time, like this could work, but I am afraid to even look at this trailer at this point.
I was shocked they didn't try to add her in when they talked about wanting more women and stuff. This was all leaking, and we all thought, well, Black Widow's going to get a movie, right? And they'll add in a couple more characters. And again, I was pretty oblivious to this shift in the Disney Marvel comic book stuff, so I didn't quite understand or know. I wasn't aware of sort of the hyperbolic nature of the Captain Karen promotion that basically went on with the, you know, kind of revamping of the relaunching her title over and over and over again because no one bought it. At the time, I was naive because I just thought, well, She-Hulk will be the one they do. You'll pick 3 or 4. They'll just work them in. I expected Wasp. That made sense. You know, She-Hulk would maybe made sense. There was some here. But now with Disney Plus, I have just so little interest in anything Disney Plus. Like it's just such a talk about Halo being a hate watch. Oh my gosh. I haven't even done a final rant on Moon Knight. That's how bad it is. I just can't. I don't even know that I can do it. It's so much worse than I thought it would be.
I wouldn't even do that series. I wouldn't do that series. I didn't do the
And you're on a moratorium, I know.
The other one, I'm done. I will not review this horseshit. It's all horseshit now. Everything Marvel and Disney is doing, it's just horseshit. So no.
The only reason they have had me continue to do the hate watching of it is because it is like a gateway to the normies. I use it as that mechanism for me. I go and ask questions, and because I'm swamped with people asking me, I know you're a comic book guy, and you know this and that, whatever. And I tell them, and just kind of open their eyes, like, you know, if you don't like that, or you know what, it's time to watch that. Watch this instead. You know, like so. That's how I try to detour people towards the good stuff. It's part of my mission. I suppose.
I mean, it's like
community service,
it's like steering a horse to water.
Yeah,
I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad I made that decision not to do anymore. There's some stuff that I'm like, you know what? I'm going to talk about it anyway. I'll talk about the company. I'll talk about how bad it is, but I'm not going to promote their shows. I'm not going to make a thumbnail saying, "Hey, I'm watching Loki," or "I'm watching this," or "I'm watching, you know, Hawkeye." Or I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And some of it I just won't watch. I'm not going to watch this. I'm not going to watch I didn't watch Hawkeye at all. I didn't watch Moon Knight at all. Because I knew what was going to happen. It's a bait and switch. It's all they can do right now is bait and switch people.
Awesome ones in anime and occasional primetime show. With you, bro. I understand. Listen, man, to each their own. You're welcome in this little fandom universe, man. Love to have it and love your feedback on what you like and what you don't like when you get to it. So, all right, I got to let these gentlemen go on with their lives. I've made them suffer long enough. Even though this is the more fun part of our show. The first part was just insane. I can't believe it got that crazy.
You know, that was the shot. This is the chaser.
Yes, this is my chill time. I go back to the chill, have some fun. So anyway, yeah, I will do it one more time. we have next week. We'll see what happens. And then we'll have our fun night the week after that. We'll talk about some different stuff we have, share some photos and stories and that kind of thing. Pay some tribute, I guess, to Rocky 3, maybe Poltergeist, and maybe Wrath of Khan. Poltergeist freaked me out as a kid, man. That was where I get my fear of clowns. It's definitely traced back to the Poltergeist scene with the crazy clown doll.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's always fun to talk about that one, especially when it inevitably gets to the Poltergeist cursed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's rough stuff, man. I gotta be honest, that was a creepy movie. You know, I mean, I didn't see it. I wasn't really young, and just whatever reason, it just kind of creeped me out a little bit. And my sister had one of these crazy looking dolls, so it's like the doll scene just creeped me out with clowns, and I wasn't having it. And then, of course, not long after that was when It came out, the first one with Tim Curry as Pennywise, and that kind of
bitty boy.
Don't do clowns well. I don't
Do
do
have
clowns.
Prince Albert
Don't do
Duncan?
clowns
Do
well,
you have
so-
Prince Albert Duncan?
So
You do? Well, you better let him out.
Beat Richie.
after WandaVision, I was done with D plus shows. The only reason I still go to the MCU films is because of tradition, and some friends and I rarely get to see. You know what? Hey man, it's okay. It's okay. You know what?
Also, if you're gonna do it, might I recommend maybe wait till the second or third week. The longer you wait with the theaters, the bigger percent the box that the theater gets to keep.
Yes,
That's true. Less crowd too, by the way. You know,
That
definitely
too.
a much more relaxed, chill environment to go and sit through. So yeah. Well, gentlemen, you guys hang in there. I'll be seeing you soon. We'll be talking soon, and keep up the good work. Thanks for everything. Love you guys in the chat. Thank you for everything, especially you, Chris, doing what you're doing, helping me out. Appreciate all of you so much. You've just made all of this so special to me. I just look forward to it so much, and it's mostly because of you guys coming in here, supporting me, and chatting with us, and having a fun time talking about all this stuff. But we're definitely enjoying. We're watching it. We're suffering through it, so you don't have to. It's us. We're doing our thing. It sounds selfish, but it's also punishment. So keep us in your thoughts and prayers. Anyway, you guys take care. Be blessed. Make tomorrow better than today. And until next time, I'm Pops.